Facts about Algol. Algol, Beta Perseus, is a star with a notorious reputation. In fact, its bad fame is so widespread that astrologer Bernadette Brady once said, "This notoriety is not supported by the charts." Today, Algol is located at 26 degrees 30 minutes of Taurus, and it owes its so-called demonic reputation not to an astrologer, but to the encyclopedist Ptolemy. See the history section in my book, Astrology Education 1. In Hellenistic times, it was known as Perseus's Gorgon Medusa, and since the Gorgon's head was severed, it came to be symbolically associated with decapitation. Like Brady, I believe the charts do not support this interpretation. After all, Medusa was originally just a head. As I frequently mention in my books and writings, late Greek mythology is full of distortions. It's hard to call them myths when they're patched together from various sources. Medusa is a prime example of this. In fact, Joseph Campbell, whom I often cite, once wrote,
"The myth of Perseus beheading Medusa symbolizes in particular the invasion of the goddess's sacred temples by the Greeks and the removal of the Gorgon masks worn by her priestesses."
In other words, it represents the patriarchal assault on the feminine and the demonization of the female power due to fear. This is why Medusa, though not widely known, has become one of the symbols of modern feminism. In her early myth, before she was turned into a monster, the name Medusa actually meant protector, and she was considered the most beautiful woman in the world. So, what did she protect? She warned people against doing evil, frightened them away from wrongdoing, and protected sacred places from evil ones. The body was later added by those with limited imagination. Yes, she was originally just a head. So, to summarize Algol, it symbolizes evil caused by men who fear or harm women, being subject to sexism, the image of the powerful woman, being demonized by the wicked, protecting sacred places from harm, being fearsome in order to guard goodness, gifts given as protection, and talismans with protective intent. Let's now explore a few examples to break down this superstition even further. Here's the chart for the Academy Awards. Algol is conjunct the sun, which symbolizes gifts. The sun is the exalted ruler of the fifth house, which represents awards. And of course, the statue has a head. Look at the chart of Abraham Maslow, one of the founding fathers of humanistic psychology. Venus conjunct Mars at Algol in Anticia to Jupiter, the planet of philosophy. Since it's a daytime chart, Venus also symbolizes the mother. His mother used to say that God would punish him. These early threats made Maslow distrust religion at a very young age, and he became an atheist. He didn't even attend her funeral. Here again, Algol appears as a force that protects goodness through fear. And no, Maslow was not decapitated. Now take David Beckham. In his chart, Mercury conjunct Algol is on the ascendant. Beyond his football career, he's best known for his longtime active support of UNICEF. That's Algol's protective quality in action. Also, ascendant rules physical appearance, and Algol relates to memory and talismans. Beckham's body is covered with tattoos that tell the story of his life. Like Maslow, he too has not been decapitated. In the chart of the film Agora, we see the sun conjunct Algol. The film is about the life of the mathematician and astrologer Hypatia. The conflict between Alexandria's governor Orestes and Bishop Cyril, who accused Hypatia of heresy, escalates into a citywide riot. Ultimately, Hypatia is stoned and flayed alive. She was killed for being both a woman and a pagan. This is a darker example of Algol's themes: being slandered by evil people, being a victim of sexism, and representing the strong woman archetype. And just like Beckham and Maslow, she was not decapitated. Next, look at the chart of Jordan. Mercury is conjunct Algol. Women's rights are virtually non-existent in Jordan. It's an example of patriarchal oppression, but still, women are not being beheaded. Also, as my student Amin Barutsu pointed out, Queen Rania can be cited here, a symbol of female strength. In Prince William's chart, Venus, the ruler of the fourth house, is conjunct Algol. This reflects a strong female influence in his roots. He's also known for his intense charitable efforts. I could give more examples. My database is full, but I believe this is enough for now. Let me remind you, Fixed stars are not the first thing to look at in chart interpretation. They come after analyzing planets, signs, and houses. Sadly, those who struggle to interpret charts often lean too heavily on fixed stars and asteroids. But it doesn't work like that. Primary symbols and secondary or tertiary ones should not be treated equally. You don't skip the moon or Venus to jump straight into a fixed star. Unfortunately, there's a lot of nonsense in the field, mostly due to people who scrape information from the internet without doing real research. I can't respond to every single false claim. Otherwise, I'd be glued to my computer 24/7. My advice to you: choose your teachers wisely. If you can't, maybe this field isn't for you. It won't end well.